I've covered some of the disinformation from Beck, but now let's get into the way the media is attacking him from another deceptive angle. Lies within lies, deception within deception. This is NBC News. Glenn Beck urges Google boycott. Where have you heard that for years? Where have you heard that? Right here. Where have you heard that there's government run? Right here. Where have you seen the proof? Right here. People say, well, why do you cover Glenn Beck? Because he's the leader of the Patriot movement. Fox News has inserted him to try to take over the Tea Party. He's the guy who makes fun of Ron Paul at key points. He's following a script. We've got to cover Glenn Beck because he is usurping what I've done, what you've done, and so our destiny is tied to him. He's tied to us. Whether you like it or not, he speaks for people that don't want a world government, who don't want to live under tyranny. So that's why we cover it, and he's taking everything we cover and spinning it and twisting it. We read you the quotes of White House advisors calling for an Oklahoma City-style attack to be blamed on patriots. Months later, Glenn Beck covers it with precision and says they're preparing a new Oklahoma City. Pretty bold. You know why Beck did that? It was a shot across the bow. He can see Media Matters and George Soros groups. In those articles, he said he's being set up. No, in those articles, it's Alex Jones, Glenn Beck, and Ron Paul. They're lumping in the Judas Goat, Glenn Beck, with the real McCoys, Ron Paul and Alex Jones. I'm under attack almost every day on Media Matters. Every week on MSNBC. They produce specials on MSNBC saying I'm dangerous. The Southern Poverty Law Center says I'm one of the most dangerous people in America. They're now going after Beck. And this is going to get into the internet beta kill switch test. This is huge news, but first we start with Beck. But, oh, if you don't like Big Brother or you think it even exists, you're a kook. I've had people on the street come up to me and say, Alex, I used to like your show, but you're a liar. There's no way public schools are watching kids over their government-issued laptops at home. And I'm like, but it's in hundreds of newspapers. They've settled out of court. They admit they were doing it. One school, 35,000-plus images, watching kids in their bedrooms. But see, people still can't believe Big Brother's that bad because they've been told it's kooky. So instead of check out what I'm covering, I told you about it years before it came out in the news, California, Kansas, Tennessee, Pennsylvania. I mean, these articles come out in the local news. Cameras in the school bathrooms. I mean, just search Google watching and listening to you over your PC. We wrote articles in 2005, I guess 6 years ago. At prisonplanet.com. Where do we get our information? Google filed patents and put out a press release saying their new ad system they want to roll out listens through your microphone and your camera. But they said, don't worry, people aren't listening to you. It's keyword software. So they hear a dog barking in the background was the example they gave. You'll have dog food ads pop up on your computer screen. It's a lot bigger than just geolocation. You ever notice you see Google ads on a site and it says, you know, it'll have an ad for a restaurant a mile from you and you're like, wow. Well, that's because they're tracking you. But it's much worse than that. It's much worse than tracking your IP address or loading cookies onto your computer. And this is all admitted that Google's spying, Google's stealing information, Google's manipulating news, Google's filtering out things they don't want known, Google's working for the globalists to overthrow countries. And Glenn Beck says boycott them because they're helping the Muslim radicals and the Muslim Brotherhood, but they're not Big Brother. And he goes on in the piece to say they're NSA. Bay Area, conservative pundit Glenn Beck said he will no longer use Google or its products because of perceived ties to government agencies and its involvement in the uprising in Egypt. Perceived ties? Even the MIT magazine reported on that 5-6 years ago. He said on his Fox television program Wednesday, I'm really not sure that I want my search engine involved in government overthrows, good or bad. Beck said on his Fox show, there is a strange thing going on with this search engine and our government, and we all have to choose who we do business with. Well, yeah, Google's trying to take over the whole web through cybersecurity to shut down their competition. Have you read the Cybersecurity Act, Beck? It's kind of like the car program, where you could get a loan for putting in your clunker, and the government had a message saying, we will seize control of your computer. We own your computer. We can track you once you agree to sign on to our computer. We covered that a month before, then Glenn Beck covers it. He goes on to talk about how they're connected to the NSA. They have the quotes here. So they're NSA, but they're not spying on us. I see.
Go solar for cheap. Want to use solar power but the price is too high? Now you can build your own solar panels for less than $200 at 123cheapsolar.com. Don't laugh. We've sold over 45,000 solar do-it-yourself kits. Watch the step-by-step videos that even non-handyman types can use. We offer a 60-day money-back guarantee. Go to 123cheapsolar.com or call 800-713-0486. 800-713-0486. Reduce your foreign oil dependency when you go green with 123cheapsolar.com.
HempUSA.org has a revolutionary wonder food for detoxing the body and rebuilding the immune system. Microplant powder can help unclog arteries and soften heart valves while removing heavy metals, virus, fungus, bacteria, and parasites. Plus, it cleans and purifies the blood, lungs, stomach, and colon. Keep your body clean with Microplant powder. Visit us at HempUSA.org or call 908-691-2608 today.
They helped to create a new world order.
We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The new world order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com, or watch it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Is it really possible to get out of debt without payment plans or attorneys? 18 years ago, we developed a program that has made thousands debt-free in just 90 days. It's called Zero Debt in 90 Days, and it works for all credit card debt, medical bills, even collection lawsuits.
When I first joined, I was being sued. So I used the program methods, and after filing one piece of paper, the collection lawsuit was dismissed.
With Zero Debt in 90 days, your success is guaranteed in writing. There is no other program of its kind. Don't be alone when creditors gang up on you. Let our team of experts provide the resources to fight back and stop creditors in only 90 days, guaranteed. Prevent wage garnishments, bank levies, and stop collection calls with our proven program. Call Zero Debt in 90 days now, 800-477-9256, and ask for free information from an expert who also completed our program. 800-477-9256 or ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com. 800-477-9256 or ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com.
How well and how fast does Heart and Body Extract work to improve blood circulation? Listen.
My name is Ellis, and I am 66 years old, and I live in Jacksonville, Florida. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed as having clogged arteries. I had 70% blockage in one artery leading to my heart. They wanted me to go on Plavix, but I refused, knowing the negative side effects.
Heart and Body Extract is a unique balance, synergy, and proportion of herbs reaching from head to toe at maximum absorption around 95% at the cellular level.
Within the first month, I felt a dramatic difference. The heaviness in my legs was reduced, and within 2 months, I felt completely normal.
Your natural organic herbal formula for heart health is Heart and Body Extract. Heart and Body Extract comes with a 100% ironclad money-back guarantee. Details at hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305 for Heart and Body Extract. Call 866-295-5305, 866-295-5305 for Heart and Body Extract.
Okay, if you just joined us, I've had a lot of national news media the last few months, including one of the biggest magazines in the country, writing profiles on yours truly. I've gotten calls, Vanity Fair, Rolling Stone, the list goes on, and they've all noticed that Glenn Beck does basically take whatever news we cover a year ago, a month ago, and take it and spin it. So this is a big issue. But it's only a subset of the larger issues. But here we are telling you that Google is admittedly an NSA CIA front. That's not even denied. I've read all the mainstream reports, the MIT reports going back. Google's only 12 years old. It is a government front. So, of course, it's overthrowing Egypt. Of course, it's trying to overthrow Saudi Arabia. Of course, it's trying to overthrow Yemen and Jordan, and did overthrow Tunisia. Of course, WikiLeaks was involved in that, because these are fronts. They want global revolution. They want global destabilization. And Glenn Beck is right about that. The question is, why is a power block that runs Fox and News Corp allowing this truth on air? Because there's an internal war at some level inside the New World Order. This is a big deal. The fact that they let Glenn Beck go on TV and talk to 3.5 million people a day, 15, 16 million people a day on radio, is incredible. But you notice he adds all these lies into it about, don't worry, Google's not spying on you, but they are the NSA. Don't be a kook liberal. What, a kook liberal? What does that have to do with it? So he's, I'm going to talk about FEMA camps, and then he comes out and discredits them with straw men. The article continues, however, most of his vitriol was aimed at Google working with hardcore leftists. These aren't leftist overthrowing countries. Although Beck said he was not suggesting a boycott, he implores viewers to follow him in his, boycott against Google. Beck said he would outline ways that viewers could avoid using Google in his Thursday show. And I guess that'll be alternate search engines. I know there's startpage.com that Catherine Albrecht's involved with. Maybe he'll mention that. Don't hold your breath. The funny part is that Beck says Google has ties to the National Security Agency. No, he doesn't say that. Even the Washington Post admits that in the last few years. General Services Administration to MoveOn.org. So, Google is kind of a hawkish and conservative. How, if it's part of MoveOn.org, is it hawkish? How... They try to discredit him and claiming that these groups are hawkish when they're not hawkish. So Google is kind of hawkish and conservative, then moderate, then liberal, all at the same time. It doesn't make much sense because they're not hawkish or liberal or conservative. They're globalist. They're one-worlders on record. They give money to all these UN organizations. So see, they then go on and try to claim that Beck is confusing and doesn't make sense because they know the world is complex and they're hoping that you're not complex enough to understand it. It doesn't make much sense, but perhaps Beck will bring out a puppet show and make it all crystal clear. Ha, 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 ha. And it goes on to say, for the full Glenn Beck segment, click here. We don't have time to analyze the whole thing, but you have... Here's the truth. Here's the skinning. The Pentagon and DARPA created the internet back in the 1960s, brought it online for the general public in the late 1980s. It was generally accepted, went into heavy use in the mid-1990s, and now it's ubiquitous. It is used to conduit and control and limit what information you can get. First, the web is somewhat free. Now, under stated Internet Tube programs, they're going to phase that out with regulation, taxation, arbitrary shutdown of web domains, 84,000 just this week. Google now admits they're filtering news they don't like, information they don't like. Google has declared, we wrote an article a few weeks ago about this that Drudge Report linked to, about how they are beta testing, blocking out, quote, content farms like Infowars.com and DrudgeReport.com. And so they're now moving into the internet kill switch era. They're now moving in to that program. And you had this developing under Bush and now under Obama. And it's a total continuity of a government. It's Bush that wants the cybersecurity and his controllers. It's the same NSA people running cybersecurity today. It's continuing under Obama. This is a continuity of agenda. They are continuing the exact same program, but Beck makes it a liberal issue. The media makes it Obama's kill switch when this is exactly what George W. Bush was pushing for and what Jay Rockefeller was pushing for 5 years ago and what John McCain's been pushing for, remote kill switches where they claim you had copyrighted material, no judge, no jury, no due process. They fry your computer remotely with built-in erase switches that Microsoft has built in, that Apple has built in under the national security moves in the telecommunications.